Hi everybody, I'm Ernie and I love America. You know, some of my liberal friends out there don't seem to understand the redistribution of wealth, so I'm going to give you the exact definition of that so that you'll understand where your money's going to be going here after January 20th. The redistribution of wealth refers to the transfer of wealth from some individuals to others. The transfer of wealth can occur in various ways. Some methods of transferring wealth are voluntary transfers from those who have it to those who do not. Other methods involve forcibly removing the wealth from those who have it and redistributing it to those who do not. Redistribution of wealth, in political simple terms, is taking from the rich and giving to the poor. Now that can't be too hard for all of you liberals to understand. Although this is a simple view, the ideas and implementations by governments to facilitate this process is generally considered negative. And the impact is negligible. It could be argued that redistribution by choice creates as many positive outcomes or more than by force. All political and economic systems facilitate the redistribution of wealth, including capitalism, communism, and socialism. However, the favored method of redistribution varies from system to system. Capitalism relies primarily on the voluntary purchase and sale of goods and services, whereas communism and socialism, which is where we're headed now, typically use involuntary methods such as taxation, we're going to get some of that, nationalization of property, and we're getting some of that right now. Charity is a common method of shifting wealth from those who have it to those who do not. As well, contributions to local and other economies such as auto, boat, home purchases, and the upgrade of such holding contribute to redistribution by creating and sustaining jobs. Now, Barack Obama and the rest of you liberals and Democrats in Congress, why is that so damn hard to understand? Very, very simple. Look in the dictionary. You can figure out what you're supposed to be doing. Some methods for this are welfare, nationalization, slavery, taxation, socialism, inflation, devaluation, government policies, or out-and-out theft. Now that should explain it to some of the people who are having problems grasping the idea of income redistribution. To change the subject, a week or two ago in Somalia, the religion of peace, Islam, stoned to death a 13-year-old girl because she had been raped. I've been informed that that is the law under Sharia law. If you're raped, you're stoned. Oh, this story should make every person on the face of this earth sick at their stomachs. And then there are those Americans and French and English and whatever who say, leave well enough alone, it's none of our business. Well, I have to say to that attitude, bullshit. We all live on this planet together, and we are all responsible for allowing this kind of barbarism to happen. Sadly, a great number of Americans and citizens around the world will surround an old-growth tree and weep and cry and scream and wail at the tree's demise. Yet where is the same world, and where is the outcry for this young woman, a victim of the crime of rape? Now, I don't care where it happened, somebody should speak out. How can anyone stand by and allow this sort of murder to take place anywhere? When will we as human beings understand and stand up and say that this is enough? Mankind in general, not only Americans, should be allowed to worship as he or she pleases, but I don't think this even falls under religion. It just falls under murder. Where are the majority of good, upstanding, day-to-day, God-fearing, moderate Muslim men and women? They've disappeared. You may say this is none of our business, but if Islam has their way, and it looks like they may someday, and they become the masters of our world, this is what we will see on a daily basis. And you ask, why do we fight in foreign countries? Well, it sure as hell isn't for oil or for conquest. Just like stopping Saddam, this type of Islam must be stopped, not just for America, but for the entire world. If history is a measuring stick, it will fall upon the shoulders of the good old USA to meet and defeat this barbaric mass of 5th century self-made clerics and mullahs. These nuts are a real danger to the world. Ask most Britons, ask most any country around the world, and they will tell you that the religion of peace is spreading like a wildfire and gain on populations as the sun rises and sets. If we, the world, just stand around and say, it can't happen to us, we just have to look in the past a little bit. This is what happened before with the Jews in Europe, the Irish in 1840, the Mexicans, and so on. But this threat doesn't pick out one group. It singles out everyone who is not of Islam. You can say I'm an alarmist if you want to, and I don't really give a damn. But if we get our heads out of the sand, if we don't get our heads out of the sand, and take a look around our world, I think you may agree that this threat is something that bears watching on a day-to-day basis. These people don't want to be our friends. They don't want to be anything. They don't want to talk. They don't even want to be left alone. What they want is total domination over the world and over all who are non-believers. Think about it. Keep the subject alive and fight with all freedom-loving people around the world. Begin to act against the small concessions they are now reserving and receiving, like Islam-only schools, foot baths in our high schools and airports, or a mosque on every corner. Most everyday Muslims are peace-loving and will assimilate into any society, but the radical Muslims, the one in power, the ones that rule through fear and murder, must be stopped, because you can't have a conversation with them. I don't think we can look for help from the moderate Muslim. America, once again, is going to have to foot the bill and lead the long fight for all the world. So, work locally, work regionally and nationally to stop this encroachment of Muslim radicalism. We can't wait until tomorrow to act. The threat is here, and it is here now. Spread the word. Let our weak-kneed legislators know that it's time to get off their asses and stop all these little victories won by these religious nuts and freaks all over our country in every corner. In America, you can worship as you please, but you sure as hell can't tell anyone who to worship. At least, not yet. Thanks for tuning in, and safe passage and safe days and nights to all our men and women in harm's way. God bless them, and thank them for helping us. God bless America, and I will see you on the next time. Thanks.